This video is for condo and townhouse home shoppers right now. I'm working with multiple clients who are looking for condos and townhomes, and I'm selling a condo right now. And in meeting with one of my newest clients recently, it came to mind that it's probably a good idea to provide some insight for those of you that may not be getting it on what's important when you're looking to buy your next condo and townhouse. And so some of the things that don't get discussed, I hear over and over again when talking with buyers who have met with other agents when it comes to purchasing townhomes and condos, is the complex itself. The community that you're going to be moving into. And so it's one thing to say, hey, I want a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, at least 1,200 square feet. I'd like to have a patio. I'd like, high ceilings, updated, blah, blah, blah. But it's really important to consider the actual community and complex itself. And there's lots of things to think about. What's the crime like in that area? Number one. Number two, does the community allow pets? And if so, do they allow pets the size of my pet? And so there are communities out there that only have HOA compliance rules that allow small pets. And then you want to know, is there deferred maintenance in the community? You're going to see that right when you drive in. If you see the asphalt's cracked, some of the garages are crunched in, the wood rot that you might see along the side of some of the condo complexes that have wood siding on the outside. You may see some tarps on multiple buildings in the condo community, which is giving you a good insight into the fact that they probably are getting close to needing new roofs, which is an expensive endeavor and something that could drastically impact you with an assessment. And so you want to know what the HOA fee that you're going to be asked to pay provides. And so what are you getting for your money there? And so are you just making up for money that wasn't collected decades ago and you're hardly getting anything for the $550 you're paying a month? Or are you actually getting a resort-like experience there for the money that you're paying? And so obviously that's more attractive to buyers, and especially some of the younger couples and new families that are buying condos and townhomes these days, is that you get all the amenities. You get pools, you get tennis courts, possibly pickleball has already been converted, spas, places to walk your dogs, a variety of things like that. And then also you definitely want to check on the insurance coverage for condo complexes and townhouse communities that you're interested in. And so you don't really expect an agent to go out and check the insurance on every single one, because it's not like it's super easy to do. But once you find one you like, that's when we as agents need to dig in and figure out what's the insurance situation before we get wrapped up in an escrow that might not be able to close because the condo complex is in the process of trying to get new insurance because they were dropped from their last company. So there's lots of things to think about, guys. HOA fees have gone up a lot over the last 5-7 years, I've noticed. Some of the complexes I used to show were $350 a month. Now they're $550 to $650 a month. And so you didn't get any more amenities. You didn't gain any access to anything else. You simply are now paying for what it costs to probably have the insurance on the complex. And then also the water bill has gone up. The gas and electric's gone up if it has a pool and amenities like that. And so, just keep in mind that here in San Diego, average HOAs are going to run you between $400 and $600, unless you're buying like a small condo complex somewhere with 10 to 25 units that doesn't have a pool or any of the other amenities. You might be able to find something for like $250 to $350 a month. And so that's a super important consideration too, because the HOA fees take away your buying power, right? If you think about interest rates being about 6.5% to 7% right now, well, that means for every $100,000 that you're borrowing, it's probably about $800 to $850. So if you have a $550 HOA versus a $350 HOA, that's a big difference, because that extra $200 a month could be an extra $25,000 that you could spend towards actual cost of the house versus paying for HOA fees. So HOA fees are a real life thing that you do have to pay on condos and townhomes. I've never seen a condo townhome without HOA fees. So, I know a lot of families want to start, like, I want a single family home, but then they find out that they're just priced out of the single family home for the particular zip code that they want to be in. So it is just something you got to get used to with condos and townhomes. So you just want to make sure you're getting into a community that has a well-run HOA and not one where you're about to get smacked with a $10,000 assessment, which just happened last year in Carlsbad, in Meadow Ridge, and I just saw a community in Carlsbad and La Costa get hit with a $70,000 assessment per condo. So, these are important things to keep in mind. And again, these are things that are often not discussed and that you don't learn about until you're in escrow and it's too late, and or you've already spent money on appraisal and inspections, and you've already dropped $1,000, and now you find this information out, you want to drop out of escrow, and now you're out $1,000 and probably got a pretty spoiled taste in your mouth. So keep in mind, these are very important things to consider, guys. Consider the directionality of your particular condo. In other words, are you going to get much sunlight? And that's going to have a lot to do with the direction that your home is facing, north, south, east, west. Also, is there a building that's going to block the light from coming in? Is there really mature landscaping in the community right next to the home that you're looking at that's going to block the light from coming in? And there's not going to be much you can do to change the lighting. So you better get used to artificial lighting. So just lots of things to consider, guys. I could keep going on and on and on because it drips over to the single family home considerations as well when we're talking about drainage and windows and just landscaping, this and that, windows that are aluminum versus vinyl, and the pluses and minuses of each. So make sure you're working with a advisor, somebody who's going to advise you in real estate, and not just a door opener, someone who's just going to take you around and open the doors up and let you decide if this is something you want, only to figure out 3 months after you bought it that it's not what you want, and yet you spent a heck of a lot of money and you don't get to return it. There's zero return policies in housing. Tim Feuling, Compass, host of American Dreams Selling San Diego. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon. If you have any questions whatsoever, always reach out. I'm always here for each and every one of you looking to get more answers to real estate questions.